everything around me. Green, get the money, dollar bill, yo.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing an overview of the Crowfall skill tree. This is one of the things I'm very excited for in Crowfall because it's going to lead to some radically different character builds. People are going to be very different from one another in this game, and I like it because you can't do everything. Thank God, in MMO where you actually have to socialize and rely on other people, what do we do? Oh, I can't wait. So I'm very pumped about the skill tree. The way it works is that all of the training in Crowfall is time-based, like EVE Online. So I'm going to show you the Myrmidon, for example. That's one of the things I'm training. For me to get my next skill, it's going to take me 4 hours and 28 minutes to go from 96 to 97. As we go deeper in the tree and as these skills increase, it takes exponentially longer. So specializing is, you got to really sacrifice if you want to specialize. And the earlier stuff is quicker. So that's kind of the way it works, and it's all time-based. Now, a lot of you guys, not a lot of you guys, well, some of you guys might have a problem with that, meaning like, wait, you mean I can't work on my skinning? Like I can't, skin a bunch of mobs and get my skinning level up? Yeah, that's exactly what that means. You have to do it like this. And the reason why this is good is because you're not burdened by playing the game the most efficient way possible. Like you, I'm a very competitive player, and if there is a way to get my skinning level up faster by going to a certain area, skinning certain mobs a certain way, and doing a 360 typing / dance and jumping 5 times, and that gives you, 10% faster skinning per hour, and that's like the most efficient way to do it because some guy mathed it out, then all of us will be doing that and not actually having fun playing the game. With the system the way it is, you can have fun and play the game you want to play without being a burden to the skill tree. And it also means that some guy that plays 50 hours a day isn't going to have more skills than you. He will have an advantage because he's going to be gathering more resources and doing stuff. If you play the game more, you're probably going to be a more skilled player and also have more resources, right? But he's not going to be statistically, you're not going to feel bad for not playing the game, which is what I like that. I like that I'm not going to be like, oh shit, I missed my weekly reset? No! Like, that's not a thing. So, I like that. Now, to get more in depth on the crafting or on the skills and how they work, you can train 1 universal skill at one time and up to 3 archetype skills at one time. So, anything above this line, you can train 1. You can train combat or crafting or exploration. And the archetype skills, you can train up to 3 if you're a VIP member. So I can train my Myrmidon, my Duelist, and my Frostweaver at the same time if I'm a VIP member. Now, some people will probably think, oh, that's a little pay to win. I don't think so. It's obviously a little bit pay to win, but if you're only going to play one character, there is no benefit for VIP for the skill training. All this does is allow you to have alts a little bit more easily. That's really all it does. So I don't think that's particularly bad. If you're just a guy that only wants to play, a Duelist, then you're not going to have any disadvantage over some guy that has VIP. There's a lot of people aren't even going to get it. A lot of people don't even think it's worth it. So I don't think that's an issue. The real area of contention here that a lot of people don't like is the only being able to train 1 universal skill, which I think is great because it's going to force people to rely on one another. And there's a lot of depth here. Another thing people are worried about is multiple accounts. People are worried like, oh my God, people are going to create multiple accounts to take advantage of the fact that you can only train 1 of these, right? I don't think that that's going to be as big of an issue as people think. Yes, people will have multiple accounts. I might even have multiple accounts at some point. But there is so much that you would need a crazy amount of multiple accounts to be completely self-sufficient and not have to rely on people. It would be, and even if you did do it, the managing all of it, it's not feasible, I think. So just an example of just the depth here. So let's say you wanted to have multiple accounts to try to be self-sufficient. Let's just look at just harvesting, right? So harvesting. You have 4 things to go into for just harvesting, just one of the many things out of the 5,000 skills they're aiming for this game. You can work on your mining, you can work on your rock smashing, your skinning, your wood cutting. There's a lot of stuff. So in reality, I don't think multiple accounts is going to be that big of a deal, especially managing it. I just don't think it's feasible for really anyone. Holy shit, that's a lot. But I'm super pumped for this, right? People are a little concerned about combat. This is one of the areas of contention as well. So combat. you can train your character to be better in combat alongside your archetype. So your archetype skills give you make your stuff better, basically. Like you get like extra attack power when dual wielding weapons. You can train that alongside combat. So a lot of people are worried, like, wait, I can't be a badass crafter and be the absolute most min-maxed combatant ever. Yes, you can't do that. You can't be a badass combatant and a badass crafter at the same time. But from what my guild has said, a lot of these combat gains are there's not much vertical progression here. To train the skills, it takes a very long time, and it gets exponentially longer and longer to train them. And from what they've said, it's already not much. And the thing with Crowfall is that it's not a sterile environment. A lot of people are probably looking at this from like the perspective of like a MOBA or like a traditional MMO, like WoW 3v3 arenas or something, and they're like, wait, this is bullshit. It's not. And I really don't think it is, because Crowfall is a game where it's not going to be fair at all. Let's say you're I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you're a badass combatant, right? And you've spent tons of time getting 5% more proficient with swords or whatever. And you're 5% more proficient with swords. You spent lots of time training up all this stuff, and you're slightly better at combat than me, right? And I decided I was going to be a badass harvester. You know, that's not that exciting, right? But, you know, I've been mining rocks and, you know, getting thousands and thousands of more resources than you. While you were getting better at swords, I was out there, you know, producing and getting resources, right? We meet each other in the middle of the road and we fight. I might have better gear than you because I had more resources to make better gear, or my guild has a fucking keep with ballistas and shit on it because I was able to get resources and you know, do that. Like, this game, there's way more to this game than just two people, you know, clashing in an arena. And it's not going to be fair. It's not a sterile environment. So some guy having slightly more stats than you doesn't mean he's more prepared than you. Doesn't mean he even has a statistical advantage over you. So I like that. It's going to lead to some hard choices, and I've been thinking about this a lot. Part of me, so one of the trees I really like is the vessel tree. This is what I've been training right now. Lots of very powerful stuff in this game, or in this tree. This is the one that I've been kind of theory crafting. Like, I feel like this particular route is very powerful. So what this does is allows me to use higher quality vessels, which are essentially bodies, which is another trade skill, another crafting skill. Yes, you can create. I got a little bug there. It's alpha, boys. Fuck. I really hope that goes away. Shit. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. There we go. We fixed it. All right. So crafting has a necromancy crafting skill, which allows you to create bodies. So that's a thing. Not only is there gear customization, discipline, skills, there's also literal character customization where you can change your base attributes in your character. So that's a thing. And fucking shit, it's back. Okay, I've never had that happen before. But what I've been training is the vessel tree. So this allows me to use higher quality bodies. It allows me to use rare vessels, and then I'm training intermediate or expert vessels, and the last one is legendary. So it's going to allow me to use higher quality bodies, which have to be made. So I have to, you know, invest the resources into them to get any value out of this. But it also reduces the cooldown on anything greater than 10 seconds, which is the real power of this. I do not know if this is working yet, but the reason why I think this is powerful is for something like the Myrmidon, for example, with Berserk. It's 20-second cooldown, the last 15 seconds, so there's that 5 seconds where you have the downtime, right? And if you can shrink that downtime, that makes you really fucking powerful, right? So I've trained 2 of these. I've actually only successfully finished 1, and I didn't notice anything yet, so this might be very small. Like, it might be, like, maybe by the time I get to this, it's only like a 1 second cooldown reduction for that ability, right? Or it could just not be working. You know, this skill tree, these 3 might not be working. But as of now, I have not noticed that the cooldown is less. It's still 20 seconds. But maybe when I finish this, it'll drop down to 19. We'll see. But lots of really powerful stuff in this tree. The way the vessel tree works is it essentially just makes your bodies better. You get extra strength, at least for this first tree, right? This increases your warmth so you don't get hungry as quickly. You could starve and die in this game, and essentially this means that you don't have to feed yourself as often. Increases spirit, so that's regen. The basic stuff, right? What is this one? Mana pool, intellect. So basically, this just makes your base character better. Now, this is where it gets crazy. The promotion tree. So once you get to here, you go on to the next part of the vessel tree, which is where it gets crazy. And this is the leadership tree. This is where stuff gets crazy. So when you're the group leader, you buff all of your party members. So you give everybody extra stats. You can get support power, lifesteal, crit, all the stuff you'd expect. But there's also crafting and harvesting. So when you're the group leader and some guy's mining a node next to you, he gets benefit as well. Same thing with crafting. And you go up a path here, and you go to here, and this is where things get really good and really crazy. Now this is, in my opinion, the most powerful single skill that I've seen in the entire skill tree. This is a resurrection. So when you die as the party leader, you get brought back to life with up to 25% HP. For the Myrmidon, I feel like this is bananas, because the way the Myrmidon's mechanic works, there's a good chance you just get randomly gibbed if somebody interrupts your crash, and then you come back to life, and the Myrmidon, even at 25% HP with the Berserk mechanic, is still a fucking powerhouse, right? So, this is a path that I might go, right? But to get to this point, it's going to take me, I believe the devs said, like close to a year to go all the way. Let's see, I have to go back to home here, but to go all the way from, into here, into the next tree, it's going to take close to a year. And the thing with that is like, yeah, I might win a few fights because, we're doing a 5v5 guild versus guild skirmish. They kill me, I come back to life, and then I end up killing people or whatever, right? And I spent an entire year getting to that point. Now think about that, because think about the opportunity cost here of, okay, I got that. That's badass, right? That's cool. But that entire time, that entire year, I could have been getting thousands of extra resources. That 5v5 might not have even happened, right? Because we could have just ran in there with some fucking siege weapons and not even been a big deal, because me and my other people in my guild contributed resources, and maybe we have better gear, and maybe since I had better gear I wouldn't die in the first place. It's very hard to put a value on this stuff, which is good, because most MMOs, people figure them out. They math all the shit out. This talent is better than this talent. It does this much more DPS. Some nerd crunches the numbers, and you figure out the game is formula. It's formulaic. You figure it out. With this, how do you put a value on this? How do you put a value on, okay, some guy, spec'd into siege warfare, right? Something that's not going to be a common occurrence, right? But he spec'd into it, and he's the only guy that can use this siege gun, and we protected our castle because that one guy spent the time to get good at that. And dude, I love that, dude. I love that you can't put values on this stuff. So I really enjoy that. So that's kind of an overview of the skill system. Lots of diversity here. I'm really pumped to see what people do. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to hit. So if this excites you, be sure to sign up for Crowfall using the link down below. If you sign up with that link down below, you get into the beta for free, as well as getting 5% off anything you do decide to buy. I really appreciate you guys using that link. I'm currently the #1 Crowfall affiliate, I think by a good bit. Literally thousands of you guys have signed up with that link, which is bananas. I appreciate the fuck out of that. And full transparency, I get a little bit of a kickback from you guys signing up with that. But clearly I'm very excited for the game. Fair warning, though, do not back this game. Do not spend money on this game to play it right now as a full game. This game, right now, full of bullshit, full of lag, full of bugs. I've just ran into a duelist bug where I couldn't get in combat. Like, there's just tons of fucking bullshit right now. So back the game for the vision. Don't back the game to play it right now and have an awesome experience and be blown away, because it's still very early. But, yeah, very excited for the future. I can't fucking wait, man. Oh, I can't wait until they put some objectives and POIs and stuff in. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.